There is a place, not here or there, but somewhere in between. There is a space in the thin air that really can't be seen. If you listen and observe, you may be surprised. Some may call it Camelot or even paradise. Some may say you cross a bridge, others through a door. But all I know about this place is that I call it Evermore. Evermore.
Good evening, sweet spirits. Welcome to the show. My name is Suzanne Sorrell, and I'm the host of the Evermore Paranormal Network. On this episode, I'm going to talk to you about pets and the paranormal. So let's begin. First of all, I have to tell you that I'm a dog lover. I love cats too, but I'm severely allergic. Regardless, pets make a house a home. They are loyal and give unconditional love. To me, pets are family. So when they pass on, it is incredibly heartbreaking. I've been fortunate enough, however, to have had each of them visit me from beyond the grave. Tonight, I brought their urns and ashes with me, as well as photos of them, to tell their stories. I also brought a K2 to indicate if they are here tonight as well. So the first story is about a cat, and his name was Opie. The story is called Brushes with Opie, and you'll understand why the story is called Brushes with Opie as we go through the info. Anyway, Opie was a stray male cat. He had white hair, one blue eye, and one green eye. I'm not sure if you can see that in the photo, but he was a beautiful cat. We got him from my grandma in the 80s. Initially, he was my cat, but when I moved out and got married, he became my mom's cat because I lived in an apartment that did not allow pets. So he lived with my mom the majority of his years in the Manassas Park townhouse. During his life, he was mean. I was afraid of him. He didn't want to be pet, he didn't want to be held, but on occasion, he'd come by and brush his head or his body up against your pant leg. That was about as much interaction as I ever had with Opie. But he, like I said, he was mean. He attacked at least 4 family members, including myself, for no reason at all. I have scars on my right calf to prove it. And this was a bite back in the 90s. But the day that he bit Grandma, my mom's mom, was the day that he went too far. My mom had his fangs removed. It was either that or have him put to sleep. And even though Opie was the cat from hell, so to speak, he was still family, and we still loved him. He lived 17 years, and he died in 1998. In the end, he went blind. So my mom kept him gated in the kitchen so that he wouldn't hurt himself in the last months or two. The picture I brought of Opie is about a month or 2 before he passed away. He died in the corner in the kitchen where the fridge, the refrigerator, and the cat food cabinet meet. My mom had a pine box made for him, and my husband buried him in the backyard of the townhouse, now known as the Pet Cemetery, as you can see in the other photo, although Opie is the only one buried there. He was royalty in life and even in death. For various reasons, we didn't notice any paranormal activity from Opie until after my mom died in 2013. So for almost 15 years went by after his death until we noticed a spirit presence. So after my mom died, the townhouse sat empty and quiet. That was the key. When I went over there alone or with my husband, I started noticing something brushing on my pant leg every once in a while, like cats do, like Opie did. As they walk by your legs and they rub their bodies up against you or their head. This happens pretty regularly now. I know it's Opie. Just letting me know that he's still around, that he wasn't so mean and hateful after all. Maybe he did love me. It's subtle, but he's there. He's not in the pet cemetery in the backyard, but in the townhouse. On one occasion, I caught a photo of him, of his spirit, in the area where he passed away, further confirming to me that he lives on. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
My journey skating for the gold taught me a lot, but my journey with breast cancer has been one of my greatest teachers.
Every woman's breast cancer is unique. Be Wiser educates and empowers women to take control of their breast cancer treatment plan and help navigate their own path beyond 5 years.
Talk to your doctor about information and tests to personalize a treatment plan that fits your needs. I did. Be informed, be wiser, support survivors like us.
Welcome back. Now I'm going to talk to you about my first dog named Chance. This story is called Best Birthday Present. On June 17, 1998, Chance O'Million Sorrell was born. She was a gorgeous, purebred golden retriever. She had a medium golden coat and always had a smile on her face. She was super smart and loved to play games, like fetch. She was also friendly and loyal. She even helped to save my life once. She kept slapping my right breast with her paw daily. And soon after, I found out that I had cancer in that breast. So, she saved my life. I really believe that. In the summer of 2010, she turned 12 years old and was experiencing serious health issues. By Thanksgiving of that year, ironically, she had to have surgery for cancer. We could tell her days were numbered, but we prayed that we were wrong. Her face was turning white, and she could no longer go to the bathroom on her own without assistance from us. She was too weak to squat and get back up. It was our year to have the family Christmas gathering at our house. So on Christmas Day, we had everyone over and the place was packed. Due to Chance's health, however, she had to stay on the main floor in a fenced-in area amidst all the action. Regardless, Chance still maintained her beautiful golden retriever smile. That evening, I kissed Chance goodnight on her forehead as I always did, and I left a lipstick mark as I always did, and I told her that I loved her. And she laid down and went to sleep. The next morning we got up. It was the day after Christmas. We always went out to Christmas shop looking for those bargains. As I was getting ready, my husband went downstairs to check on Chance. And sometime between 10 and 11 in the morning, Chance passed away in the breakfast area. It was December 26th, 2010, the day after Christmas. It's been 7 years now, and I still get choked up talking about it, as you can see. I can't even describe the amount of pain that I was in. I had Chance 12 and a half years. She had been given to me by my husband as a birthday present in 1998. Through the tears, I sang the song to her that I sang to her every day of her life, which was "You Are My Sunshine." I held her paws, I kissed her forehead one last time, and my husband took her to the vets to be cremated. She's here with me today. This is her urn and her ashes, and that's Chance at one of her early on birthdays. So after she passed away, a couple months went by, and I was severely depressed about losing Chance. One afternoon, I went down to the basement for something, and I don't know why I went down there or for what. But as I turned the corner, there was Chance's ghost sitting at the farthest end of the room in the basement. She was cartoon-like, very detailed, but transparent. I could see through her. She looked extremely sad, and she was not smiling. The fact that she was not smiling, as she always did, made me upset. A few seconds later, she was gone. I went upstairs and I called my mom to tell her that I had seen Chance's ghost, but that I was disturbed that she wasn't smiling. Mom told me that Chance was probably sad that she had to leave me. I agreed because it made sense, and I just wanted to believe. I never saw Chance again, except in dreams, but I still consider her the best birthday present that I've ever received. We'll be right back.
Losing weight's a lot harder than gaining it, but with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease, and that makes every step very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
Welcome back. Now I'm going to talk about another dog, and her name was Storm. The story is called Storm's Gift. On June 19, 1998, Storm White Wolf Sorrell was born. She was a beautiful, all-white, purebred Siberian Husky with piercing blue eyes. The picture I brought tonight doesn't do her justice. She was admired by all who set eyes on her. Not only was she gorgeous, but she was just as loving and friendly. She had a charmed life. She lived about 2 years longer than the previous dog I talked about, Chance. So it was just her, all her. In the summer of 2012, she turned 14 years old and was experiencing serious health issues. We loved her so much, and as a result, we spent tons of money to try to extend her life, to include expensive surgery. Sadly, soon after her operation, she started having uncontrollable seizures and would cry out, "Mama," in her operatic husky voice. After numerous emergency trips to the vet, we were quickly becoming financially broke, and there was nothing else that we could do for her. One night, she had one of her seizures, so she stayed at the vet's. Now, this cost over $1,000 for that one night. My husband and I decided it was time to let her go so that she wouldn't have to suffer anymore. Before she went to the vet for the last time, I sang to her as I always did and left a lipstick kiss on her forehead as I always did. I knew in my heart that she wasn't coming back. The next morning, my husband insisted on going to the animal hospital to say goodbye before they put her down. But I could not bear to officially say good night to my baby girl. When my husband returned, we laid on the bed all day long, looking at each other, crying. Our baby girl was gone. She made our house a home, and she brought us so much joy. She passed away on October 17th, 2012. Soon after, I started hearing creeping around on the floor at the foot of my bed. It was the same area that she slept at night. It sounded like Storm, for she customarily circled 4 times before she would lay down. Many nights I would cry myself to sleep thinking of her. As it was nearing the holidays, one night I prayed that all I wanted for Christmas was to see my Stormy girl one more time. During that night, I woke up out of the blue and decided to go downstairs to the kitchen to get a drink. I never went downstairs in the middle of the night before, but for some reason I was compelled to. I'm glad that I did. As I got to the bottom of the stairs, as I flicked on the light, and just before I flicked it on, there sat Storm, her spirit, to the left of the couch in the dining room. In the living room. Storm was not allowed in the living room in life, so I thought it was ironic that she picked that room to show herself. Her fur was white, as it was in life, but she was glowing like an angel. Within a few seconds, she was gone. I forgot about the drink. I was freaked out, of course. I ran upstairs. I woke my husband up to tell him that I had received an early Christmas present, a visit from Storm. It was the only gift that I wanted that year, and I was blessed to receive it. I never saw Storm's ghost again, nor did I hear her creeping at the foot of my bed after that night. She visits my husband in dreams once in a while, and according to my husband, in the dream, she has a new family. She's young again. She's healthy again. And she's happy. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Got another dog story for you. This one's called Lucy, the Wanderer. Now, Lucy was a female dog, and she was a cockapoo. And this was my mom's dog. Now, Lucy had black curly hair, and she was about, this long and this high. I brought a picture. I brought her urn as well, so you can see what she looked like. So my mom had her for 14 years. But as my mom was getting older, it was hard for her to take her out anywhere. I mean, she had a backyard to hang around in, but as for walks, unless one of the neighbors or I came by or my husband to take her for a walk, she didn't get walked often. So, when we did take her out, I'd go over to visit my mom and I'd take her out for a walk just around the block or around the court. And every time I took her out, she would just basically forget that I was even there. She was so excited. She'd be basically, even though she was on a leash, she would wander. So that's how she got the nickname, the Wanderer. Now, we also would take her to the dog park when we take our dogs, the ones that I've already talked about. The 3 of them kind of grew up together. They were all born in June, and they were all the same age. And one passed, the next passed, the next passed. So Chance passed first. 2.5 years later, Stormy passed. And then a week after Storm passed, Lucy passed. But when we would take her to the dog park, again, this time she would be off her leash, and she would go off wandering and exploring, and never could care less about the other dogs, could care less about socializing. So she definitely earned the name the Wanderer. So in October of 2012, like I said, 6 days actually after Stormy passed away, she passed away. She had gotten very sick, and my mom was sick as well and bedridden. My mom couldn't even walk. So when Lucy got sick and she started bleeding from her rectum area to the point that she had to wear a diaper, My mom wanted to put her down, and I said, no, no, because she wouldn't be sick all the time. She'd get well, back and forth, and I said, just please, don't put her down. But one day, she passed away in the dining room at the townhouse. And again, my husband, poor thing, has always had to be the one to come and take the dog, take it to the vet, and have it cremated. So that's what was done, and a few weeks later, Lucy was back in her little box here, and those are her ashes in that box. And my mom sat her on a bookshelf, and with her picture and her favorite toy, which I didn't bring tonight. So, believe it or not, a few months went by, and my mom passed away now. Now, my mom passed away, Lucy passed away in October of 2012. My mom got sick in February, left the house to never return. My mom went into a coma and then passed away in May. So now I'm left with my mom's house and all the contents, including Lucy. So it took me a while. It took me several years, actually, because I was an only child, and it was very devastating to lose everybody. My mom, my dogs, her dog, everybody. And it took me a while till I started going over there and going through her stuff. So about September 2015, I started going over there and seriously going through the drawers, the closets, and all that. It took me a few years. But when I was there, I started seeing a black shadow, a black apparition, I guess you could say, because basically it was the size of Lucy, the length, the height. It was black, it was thick, I couldn't see through it, but I would always see it on the ground like it was peeping around the corner watching me. And so it didn't bother me, and I'd be there during the day, so I'd see it and I thought, even though I couldn't see the details, I said, that has to be Lucy. Didn't bother me at all. Kept seeing her, kept seeing her, kept seeing her every time I went over there. So one day when I got further into going through Mom's stuff, I actually finally brought Lucy to my house. And the thing was, I brought her in a container, a plastic container with a bunch of stuff, just like another object, just like another thing. And I brought these containers home and put them in my living room and didn't go through them right away, just stuck them in there. Well, soon after, I started seeing that same black apparition, blob really, same size, height, but this time, most of the time, I was seeing her peeping around from the hallway into the master bedroom, as if watching me. And I thought, oh, that must be Lucy. It's the same exact thing that was at Mom's, and now it's at my house. So I started joking, and I said, Lucy, go back and get in your box, meaning her urn. I said, go back and get in your box. Do you know that she listened? She would disappear as soon as I said that. And I was joking to go back and get in her box, meaning her urn. Everybody thought it was funny that she would listen, she would go, she would disappear for about 3 weeks. I wouldn't see her again. 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks to the day, she would appear again. I'd see her in various parts of the house, but a lot of times peeping into the master bedroom. So finally, this went on for a while. So I'm finally getting to the point where I'm going through those containers that I brought from my mom's, and I see Lucy's ashes and just what's here tonight. And I said, you know what? I think Lucy's looking for my mom. And I think that's why she's was wandering around the townhouse, Mom's townhouse. She came home with me. She's wandering around my house. So I'm going through these containers, and I pull this urn out that I brought tonight. And I said, you know what? I have a feeling if I put her with my mom, because I have my mom's ashes in the dining room, on a table in the dining room, I said, you know, I think if I put Lucy with my mom, She'll be happy. She won't be wandering anymore. She's still wandering. In life, she was a wanderer. In death, she was a wanderer. So, I took this urn, and I took this picture, and her favorite toy, and I put her next to Mom on the dining room table in the dining room. Do you know that I have not seen that black mass anymore since I put her with my mom? So I think, long story short, I do think that that was Lucy looking for Mom, and she's happy. Now, I was a little worried about bringing her tonight to the show because this is the first time Lucy has been away from Mom. And I assured her that I was going to put her back with Mom as soon as I get home. So anyway, we talked about a cat named Opie. We talked about a golden retriever named Chance. We talked about a Siberian husky named Storm. And we just talked about Lucy, a cockapoo. All of these were beloved pets of me and my mom and my husband. I still take care of them to this day. They're all with me. And as you know, I got choked up telling the stories because it's still painful, even after all these years, because I did love them. And I hope you've seen that how these dogs and cat came back after death, their spirits, to let us know that they're okay. So I hope that's comforting to you. So thank you for watching the Evermore Paranormal Network. I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, peace out.